why should you and I trust Sheila Ford Hamp? Let's talk Lions. Thank you for liking, for commenting, and subscribing. Today's episode actually comes from a subscriber, somebody who hit me up through the old Instagram asking specifically for me to make a video about Sheila Ford Hamp and a little bit about her background and why we should trust her coming into this whole new regime. So I spent some time researching, and that's why I'm bringing it to you today. So thank you, Fawaz Ahmed. I'm gonna guess that that's how you pronounce your name, and if it's not, well, then I am sorry. I'm just gonna say it for what it is. Things are changing here for the Detroit Lions. Things are changing in this organization, and I believe so much of it is owed to Sheila. It really is. I mean, remember the Titans. Attitude reflects leadership, Captain. Like that quote, that idea, that thought, it all comes back to the top. And if you look at the top, you look at the root of what the organization is, it's ownership, it's leadership. That's why Lions fans, we have been calling for different ownership for years now, saying we won't be good until the Fords sell. Well, you know what? For the first time, a Ford is making an impact. They are making a difference. And that's Sheila. Sheila is making a difference here in Detroit for the organization, whether it's from her involvement in all these personnel, free agency meetings, to her wanting to understand and learn the game, to the decisions she made this past year. All of it is amassing and mounting up on one another and is coming together for the good for the Detroit Lions. At least so I believe, and so I will hold out for hope. Ooh, minty. A little bit of background info on Sheila herself. She graduated from Yale. That's right, Yale. Pretty big deal. And in fact, an even bigger deal is that she was a part of the very first women graduating class at Yale back in '73. So the first time ever that women graduated from Yale, Sheila Ford Hamp was a part of that class. Huge deal. Another little bit of information about her that I think is really important, very vital to understanding the effect that she's going to have on the Detroit Lions is the fact that she herself was a competitor. She played tennis. She was a tennis player growing up. At the age of 17, she won some state championship here in Michigan. She played tennis at Yale. The woman was a huge competitor, and if there's anything we know, and that you know, and that I know about competition, about that type of spirit, is it just doesn't go away. If you are a winner and a born winner and you want to win and succeed in all you do, that's going to translate to every bit of your life. So it's not like Sheila wins some championship at the age of 17 and is just like, all right, yeah, cool, like I'm good. Sheila wants to win. One of the first things she said in one of her first press conferences was how much she hates losing. Her words were, I hate to lose. And quite frankly, that's what we need here in the ownership portion for the Detroit Lions, is somebody who actually gives a rip, somebody who cares. And it isn't this, because let's face it, Lions fans, we have dealt with, as a fan base, 60 plus years of what feels like nobody caring at all. And for the first time in what feels like forever, it seems like we have an owner who actually cares about wins and losses. And really, the day that this was proven to me, the day that this proved to be true, was after the Thanksgiving football game when we lost, and not even going to use the word lost, when we got blown out by the Houston Texans, a garbage dumpster fire of an organization. They had a terrible year last year, and when they blew us out 41-20 some odd, oh my God, I think that was a turning point for Sheila Ford Hamp. I think that was a turning point for the organization and really for us as a fan base in this new regime. Because Sheila did not need to fire Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. In fact, so many people were like, she's not going to fire them. They'll make it to the end of the year. Then they'll get let go. Why would you even want to fire them? To me, a lot of who Sheila is And a lot of what she's going to bring to the table and has been putting into action came forth on that Saturday following Thanksgiving. When she said, we are cutting Bob Quinn, we are cutting Big Matty P, the moment that happened, I think I started to look around and I was like, oh wow, okay. It's it seems like she's doing something here, and it seems like she has a vision and they're not meeting the expectations and therefore she's just cutting them. Now, truthfully, what I did not anticipate was everything that would follow. I did not anticipate how involved Sheila was going to be in the beginning of the rebuilding process. I'm so used to the ownership in the past simply saying, hey, if we go 9-7, we sell some tickets and some merch, it's a good year. For the first time, I'm experiencing what seems to me is an owner who cares, who gives a flying horse's buttocks about what's happening and about the organization and about trying to win. When Sheila took over back in June, she said, I want to bring meaningful football to Detroit in the month of December. And quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you off the bat, I rolled my eyes, sighed, and thought, yeah, okay, what does that even mean? Do you just want to just make money in the month of December? And my mind is being blown this off season by the amount of involvement, the amount of work, the amount of progress, the amount of action that Sheila Ford Hamp is taking for you and for me. Truthfully, because it's easy to err on the side of, screw you, you don't care, here we go again, we're just jumping back on the merry-go-round, and Josh Barlow's pushing it at 90 miles an hour, Jay goes flying off, hits his back on a rock and cries. It's a true story. And I'm so used to that in this type of element with the Detroit Lions that as the moves and the action began to actually come forth and take place, I started looking over my shoulder real quick and I was like, is anybody else seeing this? Because I feel like I'm getting duped. I'm just waiting for the moment for the other shoe to drop, to have the wool pulled over my eyes and to be like, oh, there it is. But quite frankly, I'm pretty blown away that Sheila Ford Hamp seems legit. She seems like she actually cares, that she's actually putting action forward. The second thing that Sheila Ford Hamp did to really stun me was hiring Chris Spielman. The hiring of Chris Spielman showed the dedication to having action follow her words, not just to speak things and then not follow through, but it really showed follow through is what it did. Hiring Spielman showed follow through. From there, you look at what she did with Holmes and with Campbell. Again, the follow through, the involvement, the absolute, she is taking ownership of the Detroit Lions. I mean, you look at Sheila, she has made it clear, she said she always wanted to be involved, to have a job in the NFL. But when you look at her graduating college in 73, what jobs existed for women in the game of football? They didn't. And so here, now, this opportunity that she has is so amazing. It really is so amazing. And you could tell she is putting her right foot forward and giving you and giving me everything she has. Because quite frankly, this is not the same old Lions. This is not the same old Lions. This is not the same old Lions leadership. And listen, Lions fans, I know because I'm one of you, the hurt and the pain that comes with our past, with our history, with the organization just flopping, being fine, going 8-8, 9-7, 7-9. That history is real. It is very real, and I am not diminishing it. I am not by any means being like, oh, here we go, yeah. What I am saying is this is different, and Sheila is taking actual ownership of the Lions, and she cares, and thank God. And because of that, I think we can hold on to hope. The same way the Israelites held on to hope when Moses rolled back into town and said, screw you, Egypt. I don't know, I gave it my best shot. We are seeing proper management begin to unfold. And I don't want to speak too soon because we haven't even played one game under the new Brad Holmes Campbell regime. But you know what? I'm gonna take my chance and just say it for what it is. I love what Sheila is doing. I respect her for it. Because guys, girls, she could easily have just come in and been like, yeah, I'll just ride mom and dad's wave till the very end and just make some money and be a business owner. No, she is actually taking control of the Detroit Lions and said, I hate losing. I want to win. You deserve winners here in Detroit, and I'm going to do everything in my power to get you there. Yeah, that's not what the Fords have ever really said. And if they have with that lip service, it was exactly that, lip service. She is actually taking action to follow those words, right? Because words don't mean anything unless you do something about it. All she's done is something about it. From the firing of Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn to the hiring of Chris Spielman and the advisors like Agnew or Sanders, to the hiring of Holmes and Campbell, then the entire coaching staff that's coming in, to now, point number 3 is her involvement. She is so involved. Chris Spielman was on the 97.1. He was on the ticket the other day, and he just talked about Sheila's involvement. He was like, she took the office, which is right in the center of everything because she wants to be in the middle of everything. She's meeting all the guys. Like, she's going to the personnel meetings. She's going to the free agency meetings. She's sitting in on the defensive, offensive scheme meetings. She is involved. And if there's one thing that we have not had in the Detroit Lions organization, in leadership, it's friggin' involvement. Sheila is putting herself in the thick of it, saying, I want to learn, I want to be involved, and I want to see success brought here. My God. Like, I don't know about you. And I know it's easy to sit and say, this is just lip service, and I want to see it happen before I believe, whatever. I know it's easy to be negative and to look and be like, well, prove it first, or, just lip service or whatever. And I'm not going to demonize anybody for saying that because we have had 60 plus years of heartache, of misery, of failure, of shame, really. And I know that it's not going to be easy to just stand up and say, yes, I believe, and I'm going to hope. But you know what? I'm going to commit to it, and I'm going to commit to trusting the process. As a Lions fan, I am going to commit to trusting Sheila, trusting the process of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell for the next 4 to 6 years, and saying, you got my vote. You've got me backing you and believing in the process that is unfolding. I believe in the fact that Sheila's past as an individual, as a competitor, as a bright brain, and as her present being involved, the future of being involved in all these meetings and wanting to understand the game, the personnel, all of it, I'm going to choose to hold out for hope. Because, you know what? Why would I not? I love this team. I believe in this team, and I believe in the process of what Sheila is doing. I didn't believe in Matt Patricia. I didn't believe in Bob Quinn. This is a different story. This is a different way of doing things, and thank God for that. But tell me, what do you think? How do you feel Sheila is doing so far? This is why I believe that we as Lions fans should be backing her, should be encouraged by the decisions she's making. But you drop your thoughts in the comments. I look forward to reading it. And as always, I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions. People are always complaining that I don't wear enough Honolulu blue, so today I got it on for you.